And so it all began. It was April 20th, 1941, and what had been a bitterly cold, snowy winter was finally letting up. A stiff breeze was blowing, and as my mom looked up at the tree branches, she was glad to see red and green buds beginning to appear on the bare limbs, a sure sign that spring couldn't be far away. For the first time in months, she felt the sun's warmth on her face, and it lifted her spirits. The break in the weather, which had made the day so wonderful, had her feeling lighthearted. Although she couldn't put her finger on it, she sensed that something different and special might happen to her soon. She would be 20 years old in May, the country was on the verge of war, and my mom had no idea what the future would bring. But at least for that day, she decided to put her worries aside and enjoy herself. She was on her way to a music program at the church in the Highlands, within walking distance of her home in White Plains. Normally, her best friend Edith would have joined her, but on this particular Sunday afternoon, Edith had family plans. My mom was hoping that another one of her girlfriends might be there, but upon entering the church and realizing she was early, she took a seat at the far end of a pew. Out of the corner of her eye, she spotted someone moving towards her and smiled, thinking that one of the girls must have decided to come after all. When she looked up to see who it was, she was met by the warmest pair of hazel green eyes she had ever seen. They belonged to a handsome, brown-haired young man, and she found herself blushing. My mother would never forget the next words spoken to her. "Hi, my name's Bob Kurtz. If you're not expecting anyone to join you, would you mind if I sat here?" That man was my father. Decades later, in a letter she wrote to all of her grandchildren, my mom described the moment she met my dad in a simple but life-changing phrase, and so it all began.